Shalom, Hebrews and Shebrews. Welcome. I am the oil-filled disciple. We're gonna talk about something just real quick. I want to make a quick video on this. It is a video that is surfaced, and people are taking it all out of sorts of context. And so I want to try to clarify it according to what I've come up with, what I have went and done diligent research on, to see what this man is saying. So let me flip the camera around. Let's do what we do out here. Let's cruise with Jesus. Let's talk about it. All right, there's a video up with the general speaking, and that general his name is Gustave Perna, and he's speaking on Operation Warp Speed, which is the vaccine that is being sought out here in America. And we in America have decided to go it alone. We have not joined in partnership with any other country, although many other countries have their own scientists and their own companies diligently researching into getting a vaccine for the coronavirus, but America has decided to do it alone. We're doing this under what is called Operation Warp Speed. Now, in that, we have two companies that are developing this vaccine. One is Pfizer, that's P-F-I-Z-E-R, Pfizer Group, and the other is Moderna. The chief operating officer is General Gustave Perna. That is P as in Papa, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, N as in November, and A as in Alpha. General Perna. Now this general was due to retire a few months before the outbreak of the pandemic known as COVID-19. Maybe some of y'all have heard of it. I don't know. It's kind of behind the scenes, right? No. COVID-19 is about to drive me bonkers with the ignorance that it is sent upon people. Okay, so this video has the general speaking, saying that by December, sometime in this month of 2020, we are going to have the vaccine available for distribution. He goes on to say that within 24 hours, all Americans will receive the vaccine. It will be an equitable distribution. As he said, simultaneously. It'll simultaneously be distributed through equitable distribution. Man, that's got people all been out of shape. We're all going to be forced vaccinated. All right, first of all, slow your roll. Think about it for just a second. And think, can or do we have here in the United States, or any country for that matter, do we have the manpower, the ability to force vaccinate 340 million Americans in 24 hours period of time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We can't even get votes counted by 150 million Americans in 24 hours. How in the hell do you think we're going to force vaccinate 24 hours 350 million Americans? That's first off. First of all, that's where I went and began my research. All right, so what's the general saying? That within 24 hours, all Americans will be vaccinated. There are no haves or have-nots. This will be a simultaneous, equitable distribution. Now, I get it. When I first heard it, I thought, man, that That sounds pretty severe right there. I'm not sure I like that. Especially when you have a general of the Army dressed in his BDUs, which is his battle dress uniform, giving an interview on national TV about vaccinating all Americans in 24 hours. A simultaneous, equitable distribution. I'm a word study guy, so I began going and looking up first of all, what does simultaneous mean? Well, simultaneous can mean, according to Webster's Dictionary, can mean all at once, or two individuals at the same moment doing whatever. Okay, so like I said, there's two companies who are seeking the vaccine to distribute, and we have those two companies being Pfizer and Moderna. What is equitable distribution? Equitable distribution, and it's kind of weird the way it defines it, because it says the theory of dispersing two individuals' belongings in a divorce, figuring out who had what prior to the union and who and what they did not have, and what they acquired during the union of their marriage. So I thought, well, that's an interesting term to use. Well, so I went and further studied. Let's just keep studying here. I'll bring it all together here in just a minute. Clarity. The vaccine that they have, which is ready to be distributed, must stay at a temperature of negative 90 degrees, and it will last for 6 months. At a temperature of 29 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, these are Fahrenheit. At 29 degrees Fahrenheit, the vaccine will last approximately 5 days without losing its effect. Well, so that made it interesting. And so as I looked at his statement over and over and over again, I'll try to include a link on this video. You can go watch it yourself. Thought about it. I'm like, okay, equitable distribution is a term used in divorce hearings. I've defined simultaneous. It's two individuals. What the general was saying was, this vaccine cannot last longer than 5 days. Hospitals do not have the ability to receive the vaccine in mass quantity and put it in storage of negative 90 degrees. They don't have the freezers for that. They can keep it at 29 degrees, okay? Which most of our freezers, our household freezers, will do 29 degrees. The general's saying it's going to take, he's being very to the point without being going into a whole lot of detail. What I see him saying is, it's going to take 2 or 3 days to ship from the manufacturer to the hospitals. The hospitals will then have, within 24 hours approximately, to distribute these vaccines before they become of no effect. Interesting. So, we're not going to be giving the vaccine to Russians or China or Japan. It's all Americans, because we've already established that we're not working with other countries in any way, shape, or form. So these vaccines will be distributed to Americans and Americans only. They will have 24 hours to get these vaccines into the people before they are of no effect. He then says that they will be simultaneously distributed through equitable distribution. What he's saying there is you got Moderna and Pfizer, both of which have supposedly created this vaccine. It's ready to go. It's done, went through the trials, and it is within days to weeks of being on the market. Now, what they did is they jumped the gun, and they went ahead after they decided that, hey, this is a viable vaccine without testing any subjects or anything. We're going to go ahead and fast forward. That's why it's called Operation Warp Speed. They've already sent it to manufacture. It has already been manufactured. Now they're just waiting on the results of the test subjects that they have. And there's a process for that. This ain't the video for that. You can go look it up on your own. So, simultaneous equitable distribution simply means that we are not going to favor Pfizer or Moderna when it comes to distributing the vaccine. Both companies will receive equal benefits of distribution. That makes sense? What he's saying is there's only what I understand is this first round is only going to be 40 million units. 40 million shots to be delivered, vaccines to be given. So they got 24 hours before it's no good. They're going to make it equal partnership, not partnership, but equally distributed, giving Moderna and Pfizer equal amount of money on their investment. And there you go. He's not saying that within 24 hours, all Americans will be rounded up and vaccinated. That's not what he's saying. It does sound like that. I get it. When I first heard it, I thought, this is interesting, because I go back and I look at what the government can and can't do, and my first thought was, we can't even control the masses from sea to shining sea, let alone round them up in 24 hours and force vaccinate them that do not wish to be vaccinated. What does he mean by there are no haves and have-nots? Meaning Pfizer is not going to be kicked to the side because Moderna seems to be the prevalent company in vaccine. They're doing, they like theirs better. That's all he's simply saying there, y'all. Pay attention to what's going on. We got YouTube pages of men who used to have valid information that I could pretty well trust, that when I went and done my own research of what they said, I would find that there was truth to what they said. These men have, and their numbers on their YouTube pages are rising, going up, because they're using the old bait and switch, nuclear war coming, using headlines like that. And then speaking of what we did to Japan in 1945 or 44, by dropping it. That's just an example. They're using these headlines to sucker you in to come watch it. One headline I seen here a while back was first shots fired of the second, or of the, what was it, the Civil War, I believe. First shots fired, heard round the world of Civil War. Well, he's talking about what it was back in the first Civil War, when it first kicked off and went hot and went live. And that was what the whole video was about. It was a history lesson. But if you just read the headline, boom, we're in it. See what I'm saying? And I refuse to be I refuse to stoop to that level to get people to subscribe to my YouTube page. My YouTube page is mainly scriptural. It's mainly learning the Bible, learning Yahweh's ways, getting a better relationship with our Lord, Yeshua, Jesus. And I make sure that my headlines are accordingly. Not sure what I will headline this video because I want lots to see it, but I don't want to. I don't want to bait and switch nobody. You know, there's another term that's used for this headlines, but I can't think of it right now. But there, like I said, it's really frustrating because there's quite a few pages like that that have turned and went like this. One of them was used to be a pretty scriptural based YouTube page, and I really liked the man. I'm not going to call none of these guys out because it's not that degree of issue. You know, most people know when they click on that video that it's a bait and switch headline, but you know, so be it. I'm not calling no one out on that, but if you pay attention, look at some of these YouTube pages of these men, and some of them, well, like this one here that I'm talking about General Perna. Man, his headline was it warranted to be viewed, and I get it. He's trying to warn the people, but you can't. There's a way and there's a way not to. You know, Paul Revere rode through the town saying the British are coming, the British are coming. He wasn't lying. The British were coming. Their warships were lined up on the coast. As a watchman on the wall, as a Jeremiah 3:15 pastor, you know, I got my two things right there. Jeremiah 3:15 pastor. God says, I will give you shepherds and pastors after my own heart to lead, guide, and direct, and to feed his sheep. As such, I want to give you as viable of information as I can, as truthful as I can, without setting your mind into fear or panic. Now, if what I got to say puts you in fear or panic, I'm sorry. That's not my doings. That's your own emotions running away with you. So anyway, I will try to attach that link to this video. Y'all be blessed, be encouraged, and always be frustrated. This is Oilfield Disciple, and I will catch y'all on the next one.